What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and like I said, I'm doing just one more combo. I knew there used to be one with the new Gear Suit monster, but it turns out that used Link Cross most of the time. This combo I found from somebody. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but of course it'll be in the link in the description. He actually takes it to a different round at the end, and I'll just show you the way that I take it. So it's slightly different right there. This is completely legal, of course, and this is literally a one-card play starter, which is Scrap Recycler. And I'll just break it down for you. So what you're going to do is normal summon Scrap Recycler. If you guys didn't watch my video yesterday, this card, when it's normal special summoned, not at once per turn, of course, you can send a machine monster from deck to graveyard. Awesome. So what you're going to send is a Christian Rosenix. It's going to look very similar to yesterday. Rosenix, of course, can banish itself from the graveyard to special summon a machine token. Now you can convert those two into none other than the Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern can Monster Reborn one of the Scrap monsters, destroy it, triggering its own effect when a Scrap is destroyed to special summon another one from the deck. And this one you're going to grab is a Scrap Golem. This is just a Necromancer. And of course, Scrap Wyvern's effect is that you have to destroy a card after you do that, so it does have to destroy itself. But that's okay. For this combo, it's not too important. And if you did have a spell or trap in your hand at the time, you could have destroyed that and continued on. But hey, let's say you didn't. So you can use the effect of Scrap Golem to Monster Reborn the Scrap Recycler. Scrap Recycler's effect will trigger, letting you Foolish Burial another machine, and this time you're going to send a World Wand. I'll talk about that when that comes up. You can convert both the Scrap Golem and the Scrap Recycler into Lib, the World Key Blade Master. This card lets you set a World Legacy spell or trap from the deck, and that's going to be none other than World Legacy Secession. This lets you Monster Reborn as long as it points to a link zone. As you can imagine, we're going to special summon the Scrap Golem. Scrap Golem's effect will let us Monster Reborn the Scrap Recycler, and that will let us Foolish Burial another machine monster, and this one will be Orcust Nightmare. Now you can use the effect of Orcust Nightmare targeting any monster on the field, and then Foolish Burial, a Dark Machine monster from deck to graveyard, and now at this point we are locked into Darks. But on top of Banish, yeah, like I said, let's just send Foolish Burial. Never mind. So that third card that you're going to send to the graveyard is the Orcust Symbol Skeleton. Now you can use the World Wand that you sent early in the combo, lets you banish itself to special summon back the Orcust Nightmare. And now you can convert the Orcust Nightmare and the Scrap Golem into the Galatea. Galatea lets you shuffle a banished monster back into the deck, then set an Orcust spell or trap. In this case, it'll be an Orchestrated Babble, which is important that you use it this time. So you can XYZ summon the Din Girsu at this point to attach. You can actually chain. This is kind of interesting. So its effect is to attach a banished machine as material, but since you have the Orchestrated Babble, you can chain the Symbol Skeleton, which is what you want to do to banish itself, to special summon back the Orcust Nightmare, because it lets you banish it, special summon Orcust from the graveyard. So that chain will resolve, and then you can set the Symbol Skeleton as material. That way it lets you Monster Reborn anything back during your opponent's turn. In any case, you're going to convert the Lib, the World Key Blade Master, and the Scrap Recycler into the Barricade Borg. The Barricade Board Blocker, the effect is not important at all. It's actually just a generic link. And the reason you're doing this kind of weird step here is because this is a light monster and this is an earth, and we need to go into Rusty Bardiche, and the only way to do that is to make a link monster that's dark. So as you guys can see here, we will convert the Barricade and the Orcust Nightmare into a Rusty Bardiche. Now the combo used to be where you could set a Fog Blade and then a rank up magic and go into King of All Calamities, but of course that card is banned. So what you can do is send an Ancient Cloak and set a Fog Blade. Ancient Cloak lets you banish itself from the graveyard and add a Phantom Knights card from deck to hand, which is what you're going to do. And the card you're going to add is a Boots. The reason that you don't want to just send the Boots directly is because this can special summon itself from the hand, meaning that you can convert both the Din Girsu and the Silent Boots into a Rusty Bardiche. Now you can banish Boots from the graveyard to grab the second Fog Blade and set that. Now you can activate the effect of Verde Anaconda to copy a fusion spell or trap and activate it. and now you can go into Dragoon. So what does this board represent? Well, 2 monster negates, obviously. And what you can do, since you have the Babel, you can banish that Simple Skeleton, which you reattached to the Dingirsu earlier in the turn, to special summon it. So when Dingirsu, I can't speak today, when Dingirsu is special summoned, you get to send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard. And since it is a Dark XYZ monster, it can also pop a card through Rusty Bardiche, on top of having an Omni Negate with Dragoon, plus the 2 monster negates as I just talked about with Fogblade. Really, it depends on your philosophy in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because I think this is a better board than probably the El Shaddoll Winda in a lot of cases, and just generally speaking, it is. There's a lot more versatility, but you got to think that now you're adding Red Eyes Fusion, which means you also have to run Dark Magician and Red Eyes. It also means you have to run 2 Fogblade and the Boots and the, but the other one, what's the other one's called? Ancient Cloak. So, what are you adding, like 6 cards to it? So, you can technically play both in the same deck. No one's telling you can't, but I think at some point you're gonna have to choose whether you like that one better or the other, or basically the El Shaddoll Winda or the Dragoon combo with Rusty. I think that'll come up to you guys. Let me know what you guys prefer, if you guys are Orcust players. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful night.